Good morning, JSerra. I'm Jillian.
I'm Bella Fernandez.
And welcome to the first 2020 edition of The Line Report. It's so great to be back, Bella. Hopefully we don't
I know, it's been a very long time.
Seriously. But I had a quick question for you. I was wondering about this during quarantine. What was your favorite 2000 show?
As a kid, I watched a lot of Disney Channel, so anything like that was my jam.
Okay, well, I think we'll bring back nostalgic vibes with Hunter, so let's go take a look.
Welcome to a segment about nostalgia. The first step would be to fix the ambiance. That's better. Now, the whole purpose of this segment is to find obscure shows that you wouldn't have thought about that might take you back to some of those childhood memories. Yeah, I could have done simple, stupid shows like SpongeBob or Phineas and Ferb, but the whole purpose is for me to go back in time and really make you think. So let's get right into it. Now, I found a lot of solid shows, stuff like Fairly Odd Parents, Your Blues Clues, and Your Arthur. But I wanted to go even deeper than that. How about Your Wonder Pets, Your Ed, Edd and Eddy, Your Recess, Your Backyardigans? Further, you ever seen Dragon Tales or Zaboomafoo? Legendary. And you even got your shows like Wow Wow Wubsy, which I feel kind of silly saying. And then you got shows like Oswald, which is pretty much an octopus, just vibing down the street, nothing less, nothing more, keeping it simple. And going even way back, if you didn't watch Rub-a-Dub-Dubbers, then I'm sorry, but you really missed out on a great childhood memory. And of course there are more, Proud Family, House of Mouse, even DuckTales. But the purpose isn't for me to get every single show you've watched. The purpose is for me to maybe conjure one or two great memories for you. And hopefully I did that today. That's it for this segment though. See you next time.
Thanks for that, Hunter. Next up, we have our advanced TV broadcast class as they bring us the Pride Playbook.
Hello, JSerra. Welcome to this virtual edition of the Pride Playbook for the new school year. I'm Robert.
I'm Alex, and since there's no sports happening right now at JSerra, we decided we wanted to do our Pride Playbook about the first round predictions of the NBA playoffs.
Each of us in the advanced TV broadcast pre-recorded their own predictions for the first round of the playoffs. Let's check them out.
Here are my 2020 NBA playoff predictions for the Western Conference. For the Lakers versus the Trailblazers, the Lakers will dominate because LeBron James is an incredible player. Next, for the Rockets versus the Thunders, I predict that the Rockets will win because James Harden is historically good on offense. I think that the Nuggets will win, but it will be close. They have Jamal Murray, an incredible shooter, but the Jazz's defense is nothing to scoff at. For the Clippers versus the Mavericks, I anticipate the Clippers winning because they have Kawhi Leonard, an all-around good athlete. Those are my 2020 NBA playoff predictions.
Let's start with my Eastern Conference predictions. In round 1, we have the Bucks versus the Magic. The Bucks are the best team in the East, and if Giannis plays his game, there will be no chance for the Magic. I take the Bucks. Round 2 features the Pacers and the Heat. With Sabonis out for the Pacers and the three-point shooting of the Miami Heat will definitely win the series. Round 3 is the Celtics versus the Sixers. Without Ben Simmons, the Sixers will have to rely on Joel Embiid, and that won't work. The Celtics will win. Now the final round is the Nets and the Raptors. Without Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, the Nets don't stand a single chance. The Raptors will win.
My predictions on the NBA playoffs round 1 of the Western Conference. Starting off with the Lakers and Blazers, I predict the Lakers will beat the Blazers because they're the absolute powerhouse with LeBron and Anthony Davis. It'll be close, but the Lakers will take this one. Next off, we have the Rockets and Thunders. With James Harden and Russell Westbrook, I think this duo can beat the Thunder, but it will be close. Between the Nuggets and Jazz, I predict an upset coming, but the Jazz are going to take it. Even though they're a 6th seed, they're going to win this one. Last off, the LA Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks. This one is going to be close, but Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers will make it through the first round.
Hey Lions, I know the first round of the NBA playoffs is already over, but here are my first round Eastern Conference predictions. First up, we have the Bucks Magic. Easy, it's the Bucks. Giannis, he's unstoppable. Next up, we have Heat Pacers. Gotta go with the Heat. Pacers, they don't have Sabonis. They're not that good. For our third matchup, Sixers Celtics. Celtics have this probably 4-0. Tatum's, he's unstoppable this season. For our final matchup, Raptors Nets, Siakam, Van Vliet, and Lowry, they're going to do what they did last season. They're going to take over. The Nets, they're not going to be able to do much.
These are my NBA playoffs Western Conference predictions. Lakers versus the Trailblazers. I say the Lakers are going to take this one. LeBron James and Anthony Davis are going to dominate Damian Lillard and the Trailblazers. Rockets versus the Thunder. I think the Rockets will win this. Although this is one of the harder matchups to predict, I feel like James Harden has showed many times during his career that he can clutch up for his team. But Chris Paul and the Thunder will not go down without a fight. Nuggets versus the Jazz. I think the Jazz are going to take this one. I feel like a lot of people are underestimating the power of the Jazz. Clippers versus Mavericks. I think this one's going to go to the Clippers. As long as Paul George plays good, they will win. If Paul George chokes, it's going to be a very, very tough game. This is probably one of the best matchups. Those are my NBA playoffs Western Conference predictions.
Those were our predictions. Who's going to win it all? It remains to be seen.
Thanks for watching this first online edition of the Pride Playbook.
Thank you for that, guys. Jillian, have you thought about what you want to major in college?
I'm hoping to pursue a path in broadcast journalism, so that's the plan.
Well, lucky for you, Grace produced a segment with our own JSerra alumni who chose a path in broadcast. So let's go check it out.
What's up, JSerra? I'm Grace Puglisi, and welcome to episode 1 of Keeping Up with JSerra's Alumni. Here I have Kat Hendrick with me. Kat, could you tell us what you've been doing since you graduated JSerra?
Since I graduated JSerra, I went on to undergrad at the University of Georgia, and I majored in journalism with a sports media emphasis. And I just recently graduated this past May and have been doing a lot of nothing since then.
Can you explain what you're doing with sports journalism?
So before Corona decided to really shake things up, I was intending to be a team reporter for a conference locally, or I had a couple of gigs lined up with teams and with stations. So a lot of what you do as a aspiring sports reporter and as somebody that's new in the industry is you cover a lot of local sports, a lot of high school sports like JSerra. You do some AAA stuff. So basically I do a lot more features than I do play-by-play. I've done sidelining and worked on a lot of that in college. So that was what I was hoping to continue to do. And once the industry kind of gets its stuff together, that's still what I intend to do. And until then, I'm pretty much just trying to keep up and do, keep all my muscles warm, I guess.
What's one piece of advice?
Thanks for that, Grace. And Kat, I cannot wait to follow in your footsteps. Okay, so Bella, what have you been doing to stay busy and sane during quarantine?
Well, one thing that I did was I tie-dyed t-shirts and sweatshirts with my sisters.
What a weird coincidence, because next up in our show is Lolla tie-dyeing some shirts. Let's see it.
Hi JSerra, welcome to a segment that I like to call DIY with Lolla. So today I'm going to just show you guys how to make a shirt. So first what you're gonna need is an iron, a plain shirt, printed out picture, saran wrap, and wax paper. So first what you're gonna do is print out a picture, and you're gonna cut it out, and you're gonna wrap it in your saran wrap, just like I did here. And then place it wherever you want on the shirt. So I would be, right here. Then you're going to get a piece of wax paper and just place it over your image that you printed out. And you want your iron to be on the highest setting. So once again, just place the iron on and make sure it stays on for about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 1 minute. I'm just gonna leave it on for a little bit longer just to make sure that all the saran wrap kind of melted and stuck to the shirt. Alright. So now I'm just gonna slowly peel off the wax paper just to make sure all the saran wrap stick. And there's your shirt. So here's the shirt. All right, thank you for watching.
Thank you for that, Lola. Now, Jillian, have you been keeping up with the current events going on?
You know, I have been keeping up with the news. There's been a lot going on since March when we were first in school, so it gives me a lot of time to catch up, and lucky for us, Alex actually put together a segment giving us a full recap of what's gone on.
Hey JSerra, I'm Alex Merigian, and I'm going to be recapping the major events that occurred over this last summer. I know that there's so much craziness that we have to wrap our heads around, so I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. To start off, the horrific killing of George Floyd. This event caused nationwide protests and riots speaking out against police brutality. In June, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, otherwise known as CHAZ, was formed in Seattle, Washington. In total, there were 4 shootings, 2 deaths, and multiple accounts of arson. Lastly, I'd like to bring some good news to everyone watching. We are very, very close to coming back to school and taking that first step to try and make things go back to normal. COVID numbers in Orange County are as low as 4.8%, which means that Governor Newsom should let us get back within the next few weeks. That's all that I have for you today, JSerra. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
So Bella, I know a lot of us have been exploring so many cool places. I know me and you personally because of quarantine, and one of the places I really want to go to is the sand dunes.
I know, it looks so much fun, and lucky for us, Cal put together a segment of exploring the sand dunes. Let's go check it out. Thank you so much, Cal. Those sand dunes looked amazing.
Totally. And Bella, I cannot wait to explore those with you and also get out of our houses and go back to the studio and go explore JSerra.
With that, I'm Bella.
I'm Jillian.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching the first edition of the 2020 Line Report. Bye, guys.